There's an old derelict warehouse just past Denville on the Southern United Railroad. It's been closed for several years and very run down. The engines don't like passing it at night or when there's a big rainstorm during the day because it makes it look real spooky indeed. One day, Taylor and Kryssy were in South Plainsville sheds. They were talking about all kinds of different things, and then Kryssy brought up the abandoned warehouse. "You know, you and I have never been up close to it," Kryssy said to Taylor. "You know, that's true," replied Taylor. "I would like to explore the grounds and see what's there." Just as she said that, Larry backed in. "You don't want to do that," he said nervously. "Why not?" asked Kryssy. "I'll tell you," replied Larry. "I was running low on water, you see, and the only water tower was in the abandoned complex of the warehouse. I was taking on water when I heard a voice say, 'Hello? Hello?' My crew and I were frightened, and as soon as I was filled with enough water, we got out of there." "There's definitely a ghost around there," said Larry. "I was lucky to make it out of there. Some of us might go there and never be seen again." Taylor and Kryssy laughed. "You're silly, Larry," said Taylor. "There's no such thing as ghosts." "I bet you we'll go there and make it back," Kryssy said. "Don't say I didn't warn you," Larry said cautiously. The next day, it rained heavily. Mist covered the rails, and it rained so hard all the engines thought the tracks were going to get washed out. That morning, Ray came to the sheds with news of a special for Taylor and Kryssy. "Taylor, Kryssy, I need you two to go to the abandoned warehouse with some empty gondolas. They're going to start tearing it down and make way for new development." Taylor and Kryssy looked nervously at each other. Larry noticed this. Yes, Ray," stuttered Taylor. We'll do it. We won't let you down," Kryssy said, also stuttering. "Remember the ghosts," Larry said. "Be careful." We'll be fine," said Taylor. "We'll be fine." But deep down, they weren't so sure. Taylor and Kryssy made their way to the warehouse. The rain and darkness made everything much more spooky. "Well," said Taylor, "here we are." "Yeah," added Kryssy, "we're here at this spooky-looking warehouse." They were about to uncouple for switching when they heard a voice say, "Hello! Hello!" Taylor and Kryssy jumped. "Oh no!" said Taylor. "Larry's right, there is a ghost!" "Let's get out of here!" added Kryssy. But instead of going backwards, they shot forward, ramming the gondolas into the barrier, causing them and themselves to come off the rails. Luckily, their crews were unhurt. Then the voice said again, "Is everybody all right out there?" "It sounds like it's coming from that shed," said Taylor's driver. "We better go see," said Kryssy's fireman. "Oh, please be careful," said Kryssy. "We don't want the ghost to get you," Taylor added. The crews then walked toward the shed and opened the doors. The four men and the two engines were surprised. There, in the old shed, was an old narrow-gauge tank engine. "Well, you're definitely not a ghost," Kryssy laughed. "Ghost?" said the little engine. "Well, not yet anyway. Just a little rusty, that's all." "What's your name?" asked Taylor. "Porter," he replied. "Nice to meet you, Porter." "How did you get there?" asked Kryssy. "Well, that's an interesting story," said Porter. "Back in the day, I worked on a small narrow-gauge industrial line along the coast. That's until it closed. But one of the workers, a man by the name of Mr. Whitman, really cared for me. He took me back to his home, built his shed, bought a caboose from the nearby Denville and Western, a section of track, and he often ran me up and down it in his backyard. I stayed with him for many years until one day, everything changed. I awoke one day to the sounds of sirens and bright flashing lights. I didn't know what was going on at the moment, but I learned later that unfortunately Mr. Whitman died of an apparent heart attack. His estate was split between his two kids and his wife. Unfortunately, his wife technically became my new owner. She didn't care much for trains, so she had me stored in this old abandoned shed. When I last saw her, she said, "I'll come back for you and find you a very nice home." Of course, that's the last time I saw her, and literally she left me here to rust. I don't know what happened to her. "Oh, that's so sad," said Kryssy. "We're very sorry to hear that," Taylor added. "Oh, it's okay. I heard another engine here a couple of days ago. I yelled hello, but he didn't respond. Sounded like he just puffed away quickly." Taylor and Kryssy looked at each other and then smiled. They whispered something to their crews, and they agreed. When the rain stopped, Larry arrived with the breakdown crane to put Taylor, Kryssy, and the gondolas back on the rails. "Oh, Taylor, Kryssy," he said, "I'm so relieved that you guys are all right. Did the ghost do this to you?" "Well," said Taylor, "about that." "What about it?" Larry asked. "Go look in that shed and see for yourself," Kryssy chuckled. Larry rolled forward. When he reached the shed entrance, he jumped. "Hello," Porter said. Larry then laughed. "So you were the one saying hello when I came here for water?" "Yes, I was, technically," Porter laughed. "You were the first engine I heard in years. I was just trying to get your attention." "Well, I am sorry," said Larry. "This spooky place can play tricks on you at night." "I understand," Porter laughed. Well, it took a long time, but soon Porter was repaired and back in working order. After doing a couple of tests around the works complex, he was sent to the Denville and Western to work near ore mine, and the other engines quickly took a liking to him. Porter is very happy too. He often says, "Many engines are lucky to get a second chance, but I must be the luckiest of all, because I actually got a third chance."